Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to Career Launcher. My name is Naveen, and today we'll be looking at most expected questions, part 4 of this series. Okay, so there are going to be some interesting questions from Quant as well as LR. So, let's start. So, which box can be formed by folding the sheet shown in the figure below? So, we have got this particular piece of paper wherein it can be folded to form a cube. Okay, this is one of the many ways by which a sheet of paper can be folded into a cube. So we are supposed to find out uh, this will result in which particular shape, okay, out of the given options. So basically what happens is whenever you have a shape like this, where you have got 4 squares as the backbone, and then you have one of the squares on the left hand side and another square on the right hand side, then these two are the opposite faces. These two are the opposite faces, and these two are the opposite faces. Okay, first rule. Second rule is you can never see the opposite faces at the same time. So if I take a photograph of the cube that is supposed to be formed from here, I will not be able to see A and D simultaneously. Similarly, I can't see C and D simultaneously, and I cannot see B and F simultaneously. So whenever this is going to be converted into a cube, it becomes mandatory that one of the faces out of these three has to be one of the ticks, one of the crosses, and one of the circles. So using this concept, we can see that A and E, they are going to be opposite to each other. B and F, they are going to be opposite to each other. And C and D, they are going to be opposite to each other. So if I look at the first option, we see B, D, and E. This is very much possible, right? If we look at the second option, which says B, C, D, I cannot see C and D simultaneously because they are opposite faces. So B cannot be our answer. If you look at option C, it is B, F, and E. How come we see B and F simultaneously? They are the opposite faces. So this cannot be our answer. If you look at option D, we have A, F, and E. How come we see A and D simultaneously when they are, written on the opposite faces? So because of this reason, D also cannot be our answer. So anyways, we had got A as the answer. So that is the answer we are going to get. Second, which of the following figures can be drawn using the geometric shapes given in the rectangular box? So there needs to be a circle, there needs to be a rectangle or a square shape, there needs to be a triangle, and then there needs to be a part of a circle, or it can be seen as a little tilted triangle. So it looks little curved. So this is actually a straight line. So this is more like an isosceles triangle, right? So if you look at the options in B, we do not see a square. So B is not going to be the answer. In C, we do have a circle, and then we do have a rectangle, but it is given as a square, more likely a square. So C cannot be our answer. If you look at D, what we will see is we have a triangle which is equilateral, which we can see. We do see a triangle which is like an isosceles triangle, or which is little slant. That also we can see in D. We see a circle, and then we see a larger square also. So D is a very much possibility. Let's look at A. In A, we do see a square, we do see a circle, we do see a triangle, but we do not see the other triangle. So A is also not our answer. D becomes our answer. Right? Okay. Next, find the odd one out. So if we look at A, B, C, D, E, in each of these shapes, we have got a square, if I look at it, and a circle, which are not shaded. Then the opposite of it, the square and the circle are shaded, and they are within curved edged rectangle. Similarly, if you look at B, we have a rhombus here, not shaded, and then we have a rhombus which is shaded. Then we have got a pentagon which is not shaded, but then we have got a pentagon which is shaded, and that is put into a ruby shape or a hexagon shape. So basically, what is happening is we have a four-sided figure, a five-sided figure, and this is a six-sided figure. So it's kept inside that. And they're interchanged. So the number of sides that they're encapsulated in, let's not worry about it. Let's worry about the opposite of it. So A is not our answer, B is not our answer because they are similar. Let's look at C. So we have got a regular hexagon not shaded and a circle. So the circle is shaded just diagonally opposite to it, and then we have got the regular hexagon shaded diagonally opposite to it, and then we have this. So good problem here. So if you look at D, so we have got a regular hexagon and then we have a rectangle, and beside that we have the rectangle and the regular hexagon, the shaded ones. They are along the same line. They are not along the diagonals. So this is a unique shape, or this is the shape which is different from the rest. So D becomes our answer. Next, in the following question, select the figure that does not follow the pattern of the remaining four figures. So in such questions, what we do is we take a particular symbol. Here we have got four symbols at each of the corners of each square, each shape, and we follow it through. So if I look at this particular circle, then it comes down, and then it goes diagonal, and then it stays there, and then it comes down. So there is the pattern that it starts from here, it comes here, it goes there, it stays here, and then it comes down. So basically it stays at the same point once. So one of these shapes is definitely a wrong one, right? So looks like between 3 and 4, if it stays as such, the other symbols should also stay as such. But what we see is the plus here has moved. So that would mean that there is some problem with the third and the fourth. So once that is understood, we can try to now follow the pattern here, right? Let's look at the circle again. So it starts from here, it goes here, the next one should be here, and then it should go up, right? So this circle should have been here. Once it goes up, it comes back down. Kind of makes sense. Let's look at the next shape, which is the plus symbol. So let's follow the plus symbol. It was here, it moved clockwise. So it was here, it moved clockwise, sorry, anti-clockwise. Excuse me. And then it goes diagonal. So it should actually come down. And once it comes down, it goes there. So this is not what is being followed then, because it doesn't go here and then come back. So it's not a U shape and a return. So something else is happening. So let's follow the circle. Circle is here, and then it goes here. So this is one side change. Then there is a two-side change, right? 1, 2. If we follow this, then we should have 1, 2, and 3. There should be a three-side change. So that would mean that it should come here, the circle. And one circle comes here, then it is supposed to have a full round around it, which means it should be a four-side change, and it stays there. Let's follow this pattern for plus. Plus was here, then it moves to the top left corner. So it moves 1. Then it is supposed to move 2. It should stay there at the bottom right corner. It is. Then it should move 3. 1, 2, 3. The plus should be seen here now. And then if it takes a complete one cycle or 4 turns, it will come back here. So this makes sense. So we see that the fourth one is the wrong one here. So C becomes our answer. Right? So it was +1, +2, +3, +4. That's how each symbol is changing here. Okay. Next one. In a certain code language, hand is written as SZMW, then what will be the code of milk in the same language? So basically, we have got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Right? These are the first 13 letters of English alphabet. Then we will write N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so this is the standard way of writing A to Z when we are solving questions on encoding, decoding. We should also write down their position. So A is considered as the first letter, E is considered as the fifth, I is considered as the ninth, M is our 13th, N is our 14th, T say 20, the Z say 26. So it's not mandatory for us to write down the position of each letter, just random positions. Now, if we look at how hand is written as, so H is written as S, so they fall in the same column. A is written as Z, so they fall in the same column. N is written as M, they fall in the same column. And D is written as W, they fall in the same column. So basically, we will be writing the letter which lies below or above, depending upon where the letter is. So if you look at the word milk, so M, so the first one should be N. So right now, the only option that makes sense is either C or E. Since we have none of the above, we have to check further. So M will turn to M will turn to N, I will turn to R, right? So we will have NR, L will turn to O, so NRO. So C option is all good so far. And then K will turn to P, so NROP, C becomes our answer. Right? So we do not write A to Z in a line. We write the first 13 letters of the English alphabet from left to right and the remaining 13 in the same sequence from right to left. It helps us decode such tricky and difficult problems as well. Another question on encoding, decoding. So I'll write down A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. First 13, then N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. First letter, fifth letter, ninth letter, 13th, 14th, 28th, and 26th. About is written as XYSFE. So A is written as X. So if I look at A and X, this is a jump of 2 behind. If you look at B and Y, it is again a jump of 2 behind. If you look at O and S, this is +3, right? If you look at U and F, that's a lot of change. So looks like it's not -2, -2, +3, and +3. This is not the pattern that is being followed. So something else is happening here then, right? So if the sequence is not the same, so what we need to do is reverse and then check. So what we will do is we'll write down about, and then we will write down XYSFE, but from right to left. So XYSFE. Okay. Now A to E, if we look at it, so A to E, that is 1 becomes 5, so that's a +4. B becomes F, so that's another +4. O becomes S, that's another +4. U becomes Y, that's another +4. and T becomes X. That's another +4. So basically, each letter moves 4 places ahead in the English alphabet. So if we follow this, we will get the answer for every. So if we have E, so +4 will take us to I, that is 9. So we are supposed to have I at these 2 places. So, right? But do remember that we have to reverse it as well. So E changes to I, E changes to I. So when the reverse will happen, we should have basically the last letter as I, and then the penultimate is not known as of now, and then another I. We do not have an I here, so A is not our answer. We do have I and I, we do not have I here. So D is not our answer. Let's look at V. So if you are at V, and if we move +4, we will end up at Z. So this is basically Z here. So we should have IZI. So B is not our answer. Again, since one of the options is none of these, we need to check everything. Coincidentally, the word is also every. So now R, if I add 4 to it, it will become V. So that means this is going to be V. And then Y, if I add 4 to it, it's cyclic in nature, right? After Z, we come back to A. So Y will become C. So it is supposed to be CVIZI, which option C makes sense. You can see that in the previous problem as well as in this problem. Any option which says none of these or none of the above, they are generally not the answers. Okay. Another. Back is coded as 17, front is coded as 73, then code for inside will be. So let's write it down again. So what happens is in the exam, you obviously write it once and then you follow it through. Unless and until there are so many questions that you kind of, this entire sequence gets filled. So you may have to rewrite it, unlike how I have to write it in every question. So A is 1, A is 5, I is 9, M is 13, N is 14, T is 20, and Z is going to be 26. So B is our second letter, A is our first letter, C is our third letter, and K is going to be 10, 11, 11th letter. If I add all these positions, this is 6 plus 11, it ends up 17. Or maybe kuch aur chal raha hai, who knows? So that's why there is another word given to us. F is our 6th letter, R is our 18th letter, O is our 15th letter, N is our 14th letter, and T is our 20th letter. So if I add these, 6 plus 14 is 20, 20 plus 20 is 40, 40, 10, 10, 60, plus 8 plus 5, 13, so 73. So we are actually adding the position of each letter in the English alphabet. So I is basically our 9th letter, N is our 14th letter, S is our 19th letter, I is again our 9th letter, D is our 4th letter, and E is our 5th letter. Right? So 999, so that is 27. 27, 8 plus 4 plus 4 is 8. That will end in 5. 5 plus 5, so it will end in 0. So this is these are the numbers whose sum will end in 0. So I did not add everything. I only calculated the last digit of the sum. So obviously it will end in 60. There is only one option which ends in 0. Right? Right, Abhishek? Okay, another problem. If blue means green, green means white, white means yellow, yellow means black, black means red, and red means brown, then what is the color of milk? So there's a very straightforward approach to solving these problems. What you need to do is you need to read the question, answer it, forget about whatever is given in the question. What is the color of milk? It is white. Now, you go to that part of the question where white is called as what, or white means what. So you can see that white means yellow. So the answer for this is going to be yellow. So D becomes our answer. Everything written before it and after it, they are of no use. Okay, this is like a language where in one language A is called B, then in another language B exists, but it is called C, and in third language C is called D. So it is very specific to that language. So if you're looking at white, white is called yellow. Done. What is yellow called? That's not our concern, because yellow is not our answer. Our answer is white. Milk is white. Right? Okay. So thank you everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being live. The channel, if you haven't, like and share with like the video and share it with your friends. We'll bring another session on. Okay, keep on practicing. MHCET is relatively a very easy exam, so you need to be very quick with answers, and you are supposed to be, very accurate, because if you end up solving everything but most of them are wrong, it's not worth, right? Okay, so take care. Bye bye.